Hi folks, Steve the Hurricane here, and on today's episode of A Drink with the Hurricane, we're going to continue to discuss care coordination and your home care business. Cheers! This is A Drink with the Hurricane, the home care sales and marketing talk show that discusses all things growing your home care business. Care coordination is a featured topic of the upcoming Millionaires Boot Camp, St. Louis, Missouri, this July. Sign up now. Early bird special ends on March 31st. You save 40% off. Now, this is one slide of the 15 slide or so care coordination presentation that you can't afford to miss, all right? Last week, I talked about doing a field visit and schmoozing with the client. Today, we're going to talk about talking with the caregiver. So I walk into the house. I've now spoken to both together. I separated, I'm speaking to the client, I found out some lovers' quarrels. Now I'm going to talk to my caregiver one-on-one, and I'm going to talk in private. The first thing I'm going to do, though, when I go to my caregiver, and you got to remember this, folks, who's more important to your agency, the client or the caregiver? Take a moment and answer this question. Who's more important, the client or the caregiver? How many think it's the client? Say, me. Okay, you're wrong, all right? The caregiver is more important to the agency. You know why? Because hopefully you have a caregiver who's going to be with you for years who can work several clients during that time and help you generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue for your business. Your caregiver is more important than the client. I know it sounds crazy, but your employee is more important than the client, all right? Just remember that. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look for burnout. Many times I've gone to caregivers, especially in live-in situations or overnights or whatever, long hour shifts, and I see a caregiver, and the caregiver is exhausted. She hasn't eaten in the proper time. She hasn't been able to sleep. She's constantly working. The client's killing her and doing all these different things. And you know your clients, folks. I love them to death. But I'm paying for you, and you have to do this, and you have to do that. And they start thinking of things for our caregivers to do. You know these clients. That's like half of them, right? So you got to look for that caregiver burnout. If your caregiver is burnt out, give her a day off, even if it's a paid day off. Be good to your caregivers and you'll keep them, all right? Retain caregivers. People, I hear all the time, I name it caregivers. Be good to your caregivers and you will always have an abundance, all right? My caregivers would bend over backwards for me because of the way that I treated them. And on the slide before, it's actually talk about hiring caregivers and what you do for your caregivers at the boot camp. I'm going to go over that. But when you're there at the client's house, look for the burnout. If she's burnt out, give her some time off. Take care of your caregiver. I can't say enough. Next thing you want to do is ask the caregiver from her perspective, what's going on in the house? What's happening? What's it like to be you in a day in the life with this client? And your caregivers tend to be very proud people. They don't necessarily want to complain. They don't want to get into it. Every once in a while they will. I remember Margaret Serwer, one of my favorite caregivers, and she would say to me, Steve, this client, she never lets me sleep. She never lets me do this. She never lets me do that. She's driving me crazy. So I would love when she would tell me, but I would listen to it, and that's fine. Can you stay here? Can you work this out? What can we do to make this work? This is why I'm here for this care coordination visit to make this case work. Why am I doing this? I'm managing my caregiver, but I'm also retaining my client. It kills two birds with one stone, and you're charging for it. At the boot camp, I'll tell you how to charge it, okay? So find out what the caregiver's point is on their side of the story. Then address any challenges that they're facing. If they give you any challenges, let's address it. Let's come up with a plan. If the client gave you, which you know the client, there's always something, right? You bring it up with your caregiver now. All right. Jennifer, I understand where you're coming from, whatever, Mr. So-and-so, whatever. Well, let me tell you, John told me X, Y, and Z. Oh, and then the caregiver gets real defensive, right? Relax. It's okay. You're not getting fired. I love you. You're great. We're going to work this out. How can we make the fish situation I talked about last week, how can we make that work? Can you open up a window? Can you cook it in the microwave? Can you cook it before you come? Can we do, how could you have to have fish every day? Can you have chicken? How can we work this out? And so then you give an action plan. If they, come up with a solution and work it out. Now, if the caregiver wants off the case, that's important. You have to have an action plan to do so. In some instances, the lover's quarrel can't be resolved. So if that caregiver is like, I don't want this case anymore, I don't want to be here, fine. You don't stall for time, but you need to act quickly. Can you finish today? Can you come tomorrow? Can you give me 3 days? Something of that nature. Here's how you sell it. If you give me 3 days, because this is an agency that's getting a lot of business and you're doing a lot of things, at the boot camp you'll learn how to do all this. If you give me 3 days, I can take you off this case and put you right to work on another case so you don't have to worry about losing any revenue. Oh, that's good. That's good. Caregivers like that. You're working with them. They're working with you. Then you could go and present this solution to the client, which I'll talk about next week in how to talk about it as a group. So this is just one part of one slide on care coordination, a featured topic presentation of the Millionaires Boot Camp this July, St. Louis, Missouri. Sign up and register now. Save 40% off the full price of the ticket. And I'll see you in St. Louis where I'll give you everything you need to blow away the competition.